Okay, what's fresh, everyone? Welcome to episode 5 of the Tokyo Fresh podcast. My name is David. I'm here with Jordan, as always.
I'm here again, guys. Love you all. It's been a great week. The sun is out for some reason. It's the middle of December. Japan's weather.
For some reason, it's a good descriptor.
So stupid. It was really, really cold. Everyone's panicking at my work. Oh, it's so cold. How am I going to live these next months? Oh, it's freezing. Suddenly, I've noticed like 16 degrees.
Yeah, there's like 2 days in a row where it's like 16 to 20, and now it's back to like 5.
Disgusting. Guys,
Yeah.
global warming at its finest. Get your shit together. Please recycle. Anyway. Dude,
Greta, save us.
Oh my god, Greta, please. I beg you. Recycle, everyone. Bro, how has your week been?
My week has been okay. I wasn't, this week I had to do like a special program, so I wasn't at my school.
Sick.
So, yeah, I went to someone else's school for 2 classes.
What the fuck?
Finished at 11:30, went, all right, well, guess I'm going home and getting paid for a whole day.
Nice.
So that was all right. But I don't know, man. Like sometimes the people who are making my schedule,
Yeah.
I don't know if they just like hate me or they like fucking with me or like what's the deal.
It's probably both.
Yeah, well, it's just one person.
One?
Because like, okay, so the one lady makes like the schedule and she like organizes it with all the other teachers or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, I want him to be in this class on this day, whatever.
Yeah.
This one teacher, I don't know how this happens. This is like month 9 of the school year.
Yeah.
How do you forget a class every single week?
Yes. Oh, I remember those days well.
And like, she comes up to me, okay, it's Friday.
Yeah.
It's like maybe just before lunch, like 12:30. And she's like, hey, you have to teach a special needs class in 5th grade in 30 minutes.
Oh.
Can you plan?
No.
I'm like, nope, but okay. I'm like, you're going to get what you get. Comes back to me 10 minutes later. Oh, yeah, by the way, all the 1st and 2nd year kids are gone, so there's only 4 3rd year kids. And I'm like, okay, well, I've planned for an entire class of 20 kids. Now I have 4. It doesn't exactly work that well. 5 minutes later, she comes back. Actually, the class is canceled. I'm like,
Are you serious?
I'm just like, no. The worst part is, it's not like I'm at my desk, like getting ready to go.
Funny.
I'm walking to the class. She sees me in the hallway and goes, hey, class is canceled. I'm just like, I'm going to fucking choke you out right here. Drown you in the goddamn communal hand washing sink.
I had this rule at one of my schools. It was one of the schools I hated because like the Eigo Tanto was a massive cunt. So we'd do this thing where I'd be like, guys, I now hate all of you. So because of this teacher, I now hate everyone here. So I'm in a bad mood every day at the school. I only like the kids here. So you need to get your shit together. So the timetable is the timetable. That was my rule. The timetable is the timetable. The timetable on my desk that I see in the morning when I get to my desk, that is the timetable.
What's happening today.
That's what's happening today. No more, no less.
Yeah.
Well, less I'm cool with. No more. There's a cancellation. Cool. But don't come to me like, oh, Jordan, I fucked up. I forgot to teach science last Tuesday.
Yeah.
And so can I move your English lesson to 6th period so I can teach science in 3rd? Fuck, no, you can't. Fuck you, no, you can't. Take my 6... One time I let them. It was a fucking pincer attack. This was the last time ever at the school. They go, 5th grade teacher comes. Oh, Jordan, I'm so sorry, but I fucked up my science lesson or whatever. I now need to reteach this science lesson. I'm like, all right, cool. When? She's like, oh, 3rd period. So can we move your English lesson to 6th period? I had nothing in 6th period. So I'm like, all right, fine. I'll take a break in 3rd period instead of 6th period. Whatever.
Yeah.
Fine. I'll make it happen. Then this other 5th grade teacher comes out of nowhere. The second is over and she goes, oh, Jordan sensei, if you have a free period today, would you mind coming to the class and like teaching English? I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean, would I mind? Are you asking me to teach lesson? She's like, oh yeah, we didn't, X, Y, and Z happened and we need to teach this lesson on this day instead of whatever day.
Right.
And I'm like, would there be time for that? She's like, oh, I'm free 3rd period. And I'm like, what a fucking coincidence. That you're suddenly free 3rd period. The period I literally just got free. So now I'm working 6 periods that day.
Yep.
And that was the last day. Like a week later, they were like, oh, Jordan Sensei, can we change it? I'm like, nope.
Usually I'm pretty flexible.
I am.
Like,
Every
I'm
school I was.
fine.
Yeah.
But like sometimes it's just like you have to give me more than like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I speak English, but that doesn't mean that in 30 minutes I can prepare materials for
Exactly.
an entire class. I can teach kids for fucking 8 hours if they want to fucking learn English, but none of them want to sit there that long. I don't want to teach that long either. But like, I want to do something fun. If I'm going to be in your class, I want to do something at least semi-interesting, right?
It's like semi-worthwhile as well. Like, let's really, if I have to be in this classroom for X amount of time, let's at least try to teach something. Not just sort of like flap around for like half an hour, 45 minutes. It's dumb.
Definitely had those classes though.
I'm telling you. Every other school though, like I taught like 3 schools. And in the other 2 schools it was like, Jordan, can we change this to this? And I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Whatever, dude. Jordan, can we change this period to this period? Yeah, sure. Why not? Can you have lunch with these kids? Might as well.
Yeah, sure.
Do you want to do PE with us? Fuck yeah. Sounds great. Because every other school there was like this, there was a respect. They knew that I didn't really want to teach English for the rest of my life. They knew that I'm there like doing my best,
Right.
And thus they also did their best, and we tried our best to make our timetables as good as possible for each other. Like the 3rd grade teachers suddenly had to teach English, and they were not ready for it.
Right.
And they were like, "What do we do? How do we just suddenly start teaching English?" It's elementary school, by the way. So we like took time to like have meetings and plan, and we really like fleshed out the timetable. So when something had to randomly change, they were generally like, "Fuck, we got to change this thing." But I know that they have spent time planning the lesson.
Right.
And they've spent time building upon like past lessons. They've not just come and been like, "Oh, Jordan's gonna teach this whole lesson anyway, so can you change this? Oh, it doesn't matter." They've spent time like preparing and stuff as well. They come to me with like, "I have these games. Can we play these games?" And like, So when they're like, "Can we change lessons?" I'm like, "Dude, yes, of course you can. Oh, fucking course you can. You've worked so hard on these lessons. Yes, you can."
Yeah.
But at the shit school,
Nah, bro. Nah.
fuck off. Oh, Jordan Sensei, okay, fuck off.
The thing that like drives me the most nuts is that
Yeah.
like I know this teacher teaches like 3rd year,
Yeah.
and I know she only teaches like 3 classes in 3rd year.
Fuck me, seriously?
So like it doesn't make sense. Like,
Yeah.
you're handling 3 classes. I'm handling every single class in the entire school.
Jesus Christ.
Sometimes multiple times a day, like different grade levels a day.
I hate those days, yeah.
So, to me, I'm just like, okay, well, like, yeah, okay, I teach, grade 3, class 2, 3, and 4 English every single day. And I'm like, you're not playing games.
Yep.
You're not making materials.
Nope.
You're sitting up at the board and going, this is how you write fish. Fish. Right? Like, that's the kind of, like, teaching style that is still very, like, common here. And, like, that ain't hard.
It's pretty... I find that there are times when I'll be in a classroom and when a teacher's done their job, and when a teacher is, like, just literally...
Kids aren't dumb as a board.
Fuck me, dude. Like, my kids last year... What am I saying? My kids, a few years ago, when I was teaching in elementary school, I met them recently, actually, when I went back to hang out in Sagamihara again, and they were like, "Oh, Jordan Sensei, woo, long time." I'm like, "Guys, I love you guys. How you doing?" Because these are really good kids. Like, they worked really hard. Like, they went from hating English to sort of liking English, which was really good. But in saying that, there were classes where I was like 3rd grade classes, so I've not really seen them for like the entire time I was at the school. This is when I first came to the school, and I went into this classroom and they had no idea what was going on. They couldn't speak English, couldn't like really string some sentences together, and I'm like, did you do anything like in the past 3 years with these kids, like in terms of English? Like, nope. I'm like, you're meant to, like, you're legally, you're meant to teach these kids at least like a few lessons of English a year. Did you do anything? Like, we played like musical chairs. I'm like, how is that? We played fruit baskets. We used English words. I'm like, but they
didn't learn any grammar or how to use it.
They didn't learn any words really. They're just like.
Well, that was like, okay, so like on the 3 special days this week that I went to another school.
Yeah.
We were doing like Ninense, and it was all like free talk. Right?
Oh, free talk's good, yeah.
But these kids are fucking dumb as a rock. Some of them were absolutely fucking terrible.
Yeah.
So I remember we get into the class, and my coworker's like, "These kids are bad."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Okay, but all Japanese kids are kind of bad at English. Like, how bad can they be?
Yeah.
How bad could they be?" So I sit down with this group. Hi, my name's David. Blah blah blah. What's your name? Well, my name is whatever.
Yeah.
Like Ryunosuke, my
Yeah.
name is Mika, my name whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And we're supposed to have free talk, right? So like I asked them a question like, "Oh, what?" Like easy. Like this is like I'm like underhand tossing this to you to like fucking Babe Ruth. Like there's no way he's not going to hit a home run on this shit, right?
Yeah.
I'm asking him a question like, "What kind of food do you like?"
Oh, fucking
and they're second years.
Yeah,
like that's like first year grammar. And they just go, "Huh?
Oh,
Hey?
no.
Huh? Huh?
Oh,
I don't know."
No.
And I'm like, "What kind of food do you like?" And they're all just like looking at each other like, "Hey? Wakannai. I don't know." So then I asked them in Japanese. I'm
yeah,
like, "Nan no tabemono suki desu ka?" And then the one kid just goes, "Mecha nihongo wa detta." I'm like, "Of course you fucking natto brain dumbass
Like,
shit."
My man, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm like,
Mate.
because you clearly didn't understand the English, so I asked you in Japanese, and then they still couldn't fucking answer the question, even though they knew what it was, because I said in Japanese. I'm just like, you guys are fucking useless. You've been learning English for at least 6 years.
6 years.
And you can't answer a question, what do you like?
I have a rule. I now have, so when it comes to teaching, I have a rule. Now I've been on both sides. I've been the student, I've been the teacher.
Yeah.
My rule is rock solid. I think you got a classroom of 20 kids.
Yeah.
Okay. So in a classroom of 20 kids, if the majority of kids in the classroom don't speak English, it's the teacher's fault. 100%. Don't give a fuck. If 2 kids in that class of 20 kids speak English and the rest, well, not speak, but can answer questions and stuff,
Yeah.
and the rest can't, it is the teacher's fault. 1000%. It's like if there's a test and the majority of kids fail the test, it's the teacher's fault. If half fail, boy, I don't know, that's a toss-up.
Yeah.
But if more than half fail the test, it's the teacher's fault. Somewhere along the line, they've not explained something or they've not done something in the right way, and no one's understood the point. Same thing in English. With English, if all the kids don't understand in English, probably the teacher's fault.
Yeah.
That's just my thing. It's most probably the teacher's fault. Now, I'm not saying when the kids are like they're like third grades, junior high school, and none of them speak English. Oh, it's that third grade teacher's fault. No. They're third grade. It's like every
Everyone
teacher preceded
before
that.
them.
It is their fault as well.
Well, it's like
everyone's fault.
It boggles my mind when like kids get to like third grade in junior high
Yeah.
and they can't even write their name in
Yeah, that's
English.
strange. Yeah,
And I'm like, at that point, I don't blame the teacher.
yeah.
Because it is evident to me that kid just does not, absolutely just does not give a fuck.
That's the thing. If it's one kid in a class of 20, 30 kids,
Right.
and out of 20, 30 kids, they can all write their name, and that one kid can't, that's his fucking fault. That's my point.
But a lot of the kids just like, I don't want to try, I don't want to do it, I'll just write in kanji. And I'm like, well, motherfucker, then I don't know whose paper this is because I don't want to read your name, Maeda. Write in fucking
English.
Like, I can read it, but you're lucky I can read it because I actually know Japanese.
Yeah. Well, there are kids that's my thing. Like, so in a class, if the majority are failing, it's the teacher's fault. But if the majority are doing fine, there's always a handful of kids who either don't care, aren't interested, or just don't want to study it. And there's nothing. Sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. Sometimes there's nothing you can do. And in those situations, what are you gonna do? Like, I had this one kid. This is one of my favorite stories. I'm in junior high school, and I just taught elementary school for like a week, and there was like this one kid who was like half Japanese and half, I forgot where, but she was cool. Little girl, like in I think 5th grade, spoke fluent English. Hilarious kid. We always fucking Megumi, loved that kid. She was like half Asian American from Hawaii or something.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing, fantastic sense of humor. One of my favorite kids to date I've ever taught. Amazing. She cried when she had to go back to Hawaii. Oh, fantastic kid. Anyway, so went to junior high school. Saw the same kid, like half white, half Japanese, and I'm like, my boy, I've got a kid in this school as well who can speak English and Japanese.
Yeah.
This is my new boy in this classroom. We're gonna have a good time. So I'm going around, you're introducing yourself to all the kids, and I'm like, hello, what's your name? They're like, oh, my name is blah. I'm like, nice to meet you. They're like, oh, nice to meet you too, Jordan Sensei. I'm like, oh, it's cool. Gets to this kid, and I'm like, obviously, this is my mistakes. I'm like, this guy looks like a foreigner.
Yeah.
He must speak English fluently. So I just go, hey dude, what's up? Who are you? What's your name? And he goes, he goes to his friend, his Japanese friend, nantuita. And the other girl, full Japanese, was like, he's asking your name. And he's like, I forgot his name. I'm going to call him Ken. Ken. That's all he said. I'm looking at this kid like, my man, you were the chosen one. You were the fucking chosen one.
You failed me.
I thought you were gonna be the boy to help me out in these classrooms, to like be the guy I can bounce with, and he wasn't. I was so sad. But then,
but now you're gonna be the stone that I have to drag up the hill.
Stone that I have to drag up the fucking hill. Did the entire class. I'm like, oh, I'm so sad. This boy, he could have been my dude. I get to the last chair, the last seat of the classroom. It's just this kid sitting there, and I'm like, oh, I gotta talk to this kid for a bit. I'm like, hey, what's your name? And he goes, oh, hey, I'm from Australia. I'm like, you fuck, huh? What? My man spoke fluent Australian English. I was like, you and me are going to be boys in these next year. He was so cool. This kid was lit. But it mind-fucked me. And it really, like, I think I do this thing as well. And everyone in Japan does this thing where they go, foreign face, foreigner. He's a foreigner. He must speak English. And I did that as well at that moment. And I felt like, oh, why did I do this? Because I get annoyed when people do it to me.
Yep.
And I get annoyed when they do it to my Japanese friends who like look foreign but don't speak English.
Yeah.
And then I did it in the classroom and I was like, fuck, now I get why people do it. It's a very easy mistake to make, but it really sort of put me in check.
Well, I have a kid who I have like a couple actually, like 2 or 3, who they're all half, but none of them speak English.
Yeah, it's this.
And I'm like, oh, no.
I think I warned him as well. I think I said something to him like, dude, like I would learn some English. But yeah,
the life ahead of you,
man,
maybe,
it's gonna be
maybe rough.
I mean, I spoke to the mum and I sort of understood why in the end that he doesn't have interest in learning English, and that's like his own story to tell. But like, man, it was an eye opener. I was like, let me not judge people on their fucking outward appearance.
Yep.
Bad, Jordan. Don't fuck around.
But other than that,
was pretty good. That was good.
Other than that, last night finished Pokemon. So yeah.
You finished it. Did you beat the Elite Four?
Kind of.
Whatever it is.
Whatever.
Did you do Battle Tower?
No. So I'm doing like after. There's like a short epilogue thing after, and then I mean I guess I could go to the Battle Tower. I haven't tried to. I've just been doing that because I want to catch the box legendary.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You gotta do it afterwards. Yeah.
They give you a Master Ball, so it's like, okay, well, this is not gonna be hard.
Better catch this fucking.
yeah, exactly, right. So
I saw this video.
So I'm just doing that, but yeah.
I saw this video online where someone caught the Gigantamax Snorlax and they caught it with a Master Ball, and then everyone started shitting on them. Like, why the fuck did you do that?
Yeah,
like, you didn't need to use a Master Ball for that.
I mean,
so dumb.
You don't have to use the Master Ball for any Pokemon.
Yeah.
But it definitely, like, if you're gonna catch a legendary,
you might as well.
You might as well use the Master Ball. Save yourself the fucking trouble.
Hassle. Yeah, I don't want to try to battle the legendary.
Yeah,
dude, I've not even finished like playing the Pokemon games yet.
Yeah,
I need to finish it. I don't have time. I've been so busy with work this week. Like it's been like project after assignment. So,
see, yeah, that's where I got lucky. Those 3 days, I came home at like 11:30, and I don't have to plan anything. So I'm just like, I guess I'll play Pokemon.
I think that's something I generally miss about teaching English as an AOT.
Yeah.
The amount of fucking free time.
Yeah, you do.
God
have a lot
damn
of
it. The amount of fucking free time you have teaching English is pretty good. Like, honestly, it's pretty damn good. But then again, in saying that, when you shift to a real job and you're like working.
And suddenly it's like, I have money.
Yeah. It's different. It's like I shifted from like English teaching to like shitty English teaching to like a media job.
Yeah.
Then like, man, going from like, what time did I work during English teaching times?
You had like garbage hours.
I had like 8:30 to 4:30 or 4 during like a dispatch company bullshit.
Yeah.
And then working with like kindergarten, that sucks, guys. Do not do it. There is a company which I have destroyed them on glass, what do you call it? Glassdoor. Wrecked them on Glassdoor because they are not good. Not a good company. Once again, guys, you want to know what companies these are? You know what I'm talking about. Hit me up in the DMs. So the guys who did before, thank you. You now know the companies to avoid. Hit me up in the DMs, Afro in Japan, and I will spill all the gossip, as always. But seriously, it was awful. And then when I moved to working in like media, it's like 10 till 7.
Yeah.
But flex time.
Okay, so you come earlier.
Come early. But what I do now is I come early, then I go to the gym halfway through the day. Because the gym is right near the office.
I mean, if you got flex time, you do it, I guess.
Dude, it was so good. I came in at 9, then I'm like, guys, it's 1, I'm going to the gym. My boss is like, now? And I'm like, yeah. I don't want to go at nighttime when it's busy. I want to go in the middle of the fucking day. My body's genki and I'm ready for this
and
gym
you're
stuff.
ready to go.
Dude, it was fun. It was really good. But yeah, my week's been good. Busy, but pretty good.
Yep.
I did a modeling audition.
Was that from a while ago?
No, that was like this week.
Oh, okay.
Or last week, I think. I can't remember. But I did a modeling audition, and then basically I got an email from my agency, and they were like, oh, they chose no one from my agency. I'm like, are you serious? I didn't get it. Like, which is surprising, because like I walked onto the thing, and they were like, oh, suge kakui, and like applauding me, like, wow, you're so cool. Do
That's Japanese fucking
bullshit. Yeah, but it was the first time I did it all day, so I was like, nice, I've got this in the bag.
Yeah.
I did the whole photo part of the audition, and then in the end, no one from my agency got it, and I was like, that's really weird. Why not? So I emailed them back, and I was like, who did they choose? They're like, wait for it. Who did they choose?
Japanese guy.
Yep, all seven people. 7 people, all Japanese. What a fucking waste of my time.
Gee, who could have saw that coming?
They do this all the time. It's so fucking annoying. They go, we're gonna audition everyone. We want to see everyone. Then they go, actually, we're just gonna go with the Japanese person. We're just gonna choose Japanese people. The worst thing is, it's for the Olympics. It's for the fucking Olympics. You want to have a nice multicultural panel of people to put on display to be like, look, guys, the Olympics. And they were, now we're gonna Japanese people. That's what we're gonna choose. It's, guys, you want to do some freelance modeling in Japan? Trust me, you're gonna have to deal with this shit a lot. Like, a lot. But there are times when you get like nice jobs that they want a foreign face for it. And those are interesting. Those always have like, you'll see some interesting foreigners at this model gig. Like foreigners who, in another country, in their native lands, would not be models. But in Japan, they're like, yeah. And those are the most annoying ones, because you'll go to like an event and there'll be like 500 people auditioning. And you're like, half you people should not be here. Not to say you're unattractive, but I'm just saying you've clearly never done this before.
Are Japan attractive though?
Oh, they're not even Japan attractive, dude. Some are Japan attractive, some are not Japan attractive, and some are just like just normal humans off the street with no experience. And you see them like auditioning. Like we had to do this one like a scene from a commercial, and he's like, oh, give me your most energetic, yeah, I did it kind of thing, but make it natural, make it great. And the guy comes in and he goes, yay, I did it.
Yay, I did it.
It was like, yay, I did it. And it stuck with me the entire time. The way he said I did it was so good. It was like, I did it. And I was like, did you though? Did it. It was like, did it. And I was like, man, dude, that was bad. Don't.
You get your fucking YouTube remix of.
Dude, it was shit. But yeah, my week's pretty good, dude. Anyway, I'm good.
Yeah. All right, so do we want to move into what I guess we talked about it last week?
Oh,
what
yeah.
we're going to talk about.
Yeah, let's go into it. It was fun.
Okay, so this episode's topic is going to be, since we had that dramatic reading of guy who takes shit in lady's house and then leaves.
So good.
Let's talk about dating culture in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, I think this might seem a little bit one-sided to foreign dudes in Japan. Sorry, ladies. I'm sure you get shit on just as much as we do.
Yep.
But, yeah, we're going to, I guess, jump right in and talk about it. Do you have a specific place you want to jump off? Talk about it? Or, like, just in general? Or...
Well, with this topic, it's kind of interesting because, obviously, while dating in Japan, we'll talk about, I guess, different aspects of dating. Or I should say, what people want out of dating.
Yeah.
Makes more sense. So, if you're dating like, for example, you're dating older people, and you're a guy, they want marriage. Most of the time. They're looking for marriage or like a relationship. Dating younger people, maybe have some fun, they don't know yet, and there's a whole mid-range where it's like a mixed bag. But in general, dating can be sort of anything you need it to be, but the culture is pretty much the same, I would say.
Same as
the West. Like, I don't think it's any different in my experience.
In general, I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah. In general, it's basically the same thing.
Though there are some things where I'm like, yeah.
Ooh, yeah. So for example, let's take Tinder, for example.
Okay, yeah.
Let's say people who use Tinder. So guys who come to Japan, they use it.
Fucking Tinder.
Fucking Tinder sucks, dude. Oh my god, Tinder sucks. Okay, so you're on Tinder with boys, and girls, because I got lots of female friends, and we'll talk through both sides of the situation.
Oh, I've heard some horror stories from my friends.
Fucking horror stories. Alright, so being on Tinder in Japan is interesting. So half the people are looking for boyfriends, the other half are looking for an English teacher, and the other half are looking for hookups. Yep, that's 150%. That is how fucked Tinder is. Like, it's dumb. And while you're perusing Tinder, you will meet, a ton of people.
Tokyo is weird for the people that you see on Tinder.
Yes, it is.
It's weird because it's like it's this like 70-30 mixed bag of like foreign people and then Japanese people.
Yeah.
And then people you're like, you live in this country?
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
I find Tinder to be like it was when I was on it pretty heavily like a while ago. It was interesting. So like my first experience of Tinder in Japan was I was an international student. And I was just like, Tinder came out when I was a second year university student, I want to say. And then I was like, oh, what's Tinder? They're like, oh, Tinder's basically just for like fucking. And I'm like, it's kind of gross. It's kind of gross.
It's kind of gross.
It's kind of
I'm
gross.
into it.
Yeah. I was like, it's kind of gross. Not really. At that stage, I wasn't into it. I was like, kind of gross. Not really down for that right now. Came to Japan. And they're like, oh, you can like use Tinder to like literally meet friends and like exchange languages. I was like, you fucking serious? What?
Or exchange other things.
No exchange, boy. And other things were exchanged. Let's talk. So I have a story I'll tell about that. It was pretty funny. So I was like, oh, cool. It's used for exchanging languages. Let's go. I got to improve my Japanese. Let's see where this goes. So for a while, like a month, I was using Tinder as like a language exchange app. Flick, match with people. So and honestly, it was literally for language exchange. Like I'd meet people, would go to a cafe and would study languages together.
Because I think that's because most of the Japanese people who are using Tinder were not aware what the intention of what it was designed for. Yeah. So they're just like, oh, this is like a SNS like messaging application to find people like random. And you've made it random so that there's not like a bias. I guess.
I think a lot of people think they think it's for like foreign friends.
Well,
boy, I'm telling you, like a lot of the time I would meet with people and they'd be like, I'd be like, why are you using Tinder? Because that's the question. Why are you using Tinder?
How did you get here?
Yeah. How did you find out about it? What are you actually using it for? What are you doing on this app? Yeah. And I think any guy who's using Tinder, that's a really fucking important question to start with. Why are you using Especially here. Guys, come in really clear. Why are you, especially on Tinder, come in clear. Why are you using this app? Why are you on Tinder? And she's like, oh, I'm looking just for like foreign friends. Bitch, if she says she's looking for friends and you're like, I kind of want to fuck. No, don't try. No. It's not a weird thing of, oh, but the culture might be different. Maybe she's too shy to tell me. Listen, no. If she's there just to hang out and fuck, should say. Yeah. Not directly, but you know what she means. Yeah. Like she'd be like, I just want to have fun. I'm just here to like make friends and have fun.
So like the way you can tell is like by their picture. Mm-hmm. So you match the picture with the description. It's like I'm just looking for an English teacher, but then like all the pictures are like half naked, and you're like, are you really though? What kind of English you want to learn?
What kind of English you want to learn?
Because I can teach you.
Boy, listen.
But
yeah.
But if it's just like a girl who's like wearing like regular clothes and she's like, oh, I'm at Disneyland, yay! Like that chick is not gonna be like some fucking weirdo sex pervert.
No. She's looking for like a boyfriend to pay for her Disneyland tickets. Yep. And I have also met people on that app who want a boyfriend to pay for their Disneyland tickets. Yeah. Oh, did dark memories return, my man?
No, but just... Can I talk about how fucking basic ass bitches Japanese girls are?
Yes, you may.
Oh, man. So, like, going through Tinder is like, imagine if you're stuck in like the Sahara Desert and then like every 5 minutes someone said, I like Disney, I like cats, I like dogs, I like eating food. Like it's the most...
That's Tinder.
the most boring, basic ass shit. And it's not like, oh, this is like 1 in 5 people. This is like 7 in 10 people.
Yeah.
Like 70% of people you're flipping through. Hi, my name is Mayuki. I like Disney. I like to drink sake. I like to go play with my dog.
Yep.
I'm looking for English friends. No ONS.
No ONS. No ONS. No FPS. NG. Oh, that's an NG. No go.
Yeah.
A no go. A lot of but that's what it is. A lot of it is the exact same thing, and I don't think it's, maybe people aren't imaginative enough to like actually write down what they like and what they don't like, or maybe it's the case of most people who use Tinder have had the same experiences,
Right.
and thus they all like the same things. It's always
Maybe, like, I don't ever know. I wonder if it's like a lot of people who are like, you should use Tinder, and then they go, I don't know what to write in my profile. Let's look at other people's profile.
it might be that. Yeah, and just
write
copy.
something, right? But at the same time, it's like, I don't want to hang out or date that person if they're like literally it's not even that. It's like, okay, even if I go on a date with this person, I like go on a date with them, like, oh, your profile says you like Disney, like, what do you like? And they're like, I kind of like Toy Story or something. It's like, then why are you writing that
Why
in
are
your
you
profile?
writing it on your profile then? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like,
I like to travel, and it's like, where have you been in the past year? I haven't left my house.
literally, yeah. I imagine a girl, she's like, I love traveling. And I was like, oh, where have you been? She's like, oh, I've never left Japan. I was like, bitch, how do you know you like traveling? How the fuck, you know, like, so I like traveling.
Going to the Konbini isn't traveling.
Man, I love my travels to the fucking Young 7 around the corner. Ooh, I put my flip-flops on. Ooh, gonna get them travels done. Fucking
It's like I'm at the beach.
like I'm on the beach. And then,
The asphalt's hot enough.
man, got the 7-Eleven guys like, yo, can you stop coming back here with the bikini on? Distracting all our Oji-san customers. Like, I beg you, stop. But Tinder is you have to shovel through a lot of shit.
Yeah, a lot of shit.
To find like some cool people on that app. Like,
Yeah.
it will take a long time. But if you don't speak any Japanese and you're trying to meet people, it's a good way to do it.
Yeah, because I would say like a good portion of foreign people who do speak English use it.
Yeah.
So
You can tell, like, opening the app as well, a lot of the profiles are written in English and Japanese, because they're like, oh, we want to meet foreign friends. And a lot of them mostly do just want to meet foreign friends.
Yeah.
So if you're just trying to meet friends, it's a pretty good place to like find them. And if you're trying to date, you can probably turn that into something a bit better.
yeah, more serious. Like, I feel like though you have to know what your intent is going in. Right?
There we go. That was my next point. Yeah.
If your intent is I'm looking to fuck, you could probably find that,
Yeah.
but understand that your pool is now limited because of who it is.
This comes to one of my, oh man, this is Chadai Jordan time. This is so back when I was like an international student, I was only here for a year. So my whole thing was like, I don't want a girlfriend here for a year, and then to have to like go back to the UK for X amount of years and do like
Yeah,
a long
and then
distance
come
thing.
back.
Yeah, I didn't really want to do that. So I was like, I'm here for a year. I'm just gonna mess around for a year. I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna fuck around. I'm gonna do whatever I'm gonna do in Japan. But the caveat on that was that I was like, I want to be very upfront with what I want,
Right.
because I don't want drama. I don't want stress in my fucking life.
Yeah.
So my entire thing was that I'd meet someone new and I'd go, hey, first date, this is great, amazing. Listen, I don't want a girlfriend. Don't want a girlfriend, not interested. I want to go on some very stylish dates. I want to drink coffee in very nice cafes. I want to like hang out and play around and experience Japan for what it is, but I don't really want a girlfriend. So if you're looking for a boyfriend, maybe look somewhere else. But just want to have some fun for a couple months while you're in that interim period of boyfriends, I'm your guy. I'm your fucking guy. And some girls would be like, nah, I'm not into that. And I'm like, I get you. And that's cool. I would move on. And we'll stay friends. We'll just chill. Some girls were like, sounds like a good deal. Let's do this. And you'd do it. And that's my entire point. Like, when you are upfront with what you want, it's so much easier. It's so much easier. And by upfront, I don't mean, hey, let's fuck. I don't mean first messaging, let's fuck.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
You ain't gonna get nowhere. You gotta be a little more stylish about it. Come with a real conversation.
You pull that shit, you're gonna be a fucking onani boy.
Boy, you pull that shit, you fucked. You're gonna be at home all day with your best friend, your left hand, and that's gonna be it. Stop it. Like, it's easy. It's easy if you just want to fuck in Japan. It's easy if you just want to fuck anywhere.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it's not hard. but you gotta be upfront with what you want. Otherwise, you're just gonna waste everyone's time, which is the worst thing. Like I have a lot of female friends. They always tell me like, "Oh, like foreign guys are so charai in Japan." I'm like, "Huh? Who? How? When?" I'm like, "Bitch, what's going on here?" And the stories I hear, it's always the same.
It's always the same story.
Always the same story. Like,
okay, lay it on me. Lay it on me.
Okay,
I will
tell me if it's the same story.
This is the same story.
So it's always met this guy. He was really nice. Went on some dates. I thought we were dating. I thought it was my boyfriend. So we fucked a bunch. And we did stuff for like 6 months. It was great. And then when I was like, "Oh, you're my boyfriend. I love you," he was like, "What? Boyfriend? I never asked you out. I never said let's date." It's like that sort of story.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much. What's one you always hear?
The one that I hear the most is always like, "Oh, I met this guy like once or twice. We went out. We were going to fool around, and then we didn't. And then he started sending me like dick pics and shit."
Oh, I've heard that story too.
Yeah, like that's the one probably I've heard the most. And yeah, the quickest way not to get any action is send a dick pic.
No one wants that. It's not good. I think it's really interesting. Like I've read a lot of stuff online or like on Reddit.
On dick pics.
On dick pics, yeah. I'm well versed.
Doing my research.
Doing my dick pic research. I'm trying to get the angles right.
Yeah.
Trying to get
fisheye lens.
Trying to get the shading. Fucking fisheye lens. I'm using like a macro
Your dick
lens.
is very curved.
How is it that curved? It's like a circle. I mean, I'm intrigued. But
How is it bending like that?
Bending? Why is your table also bending? So dumb.
You have a really weird shaped wall.
Dude, you need to stop this. But I think reading up online and like reading about different dates people went on, like especially like foreigners coming to Japan and dating Japanese girls.
Oh yeah,
it's so funny because a lot of them. The one we had last week about the guy like shitting in the toilet and running away, hilarious. If you didn't catch the story, last week's podcast, tail end of the podcast, we talked about
the end of the podcast.
It's pretty funny. But there are also stories about people just like not understanding dating culture in Japan.
There is a dating culture, like you said, it's very similar, but there is like a dating culture that is like very Japanese.
Yeah, I get that. I think even if you are just trying to fuck, the concept of sort of one night stands in the case of like I summon a bitch to my house, she comes, we fuck, she leaves, isn't as prevalent in Japan as it is.
And I think that's because of stuff like love hotels, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're going to a love hotel, like that's neutral ground.
Yeah.
That is like you are on a level playing field, and like you realize that this is like kind of strictly business.
Yeah. Coming to someone's house is more like
it's personal.
Yeah,
at that point.
As a man who's ventured in and out of many love hotels in his day, I can tell you, love hotels is very much neutral territory. Even when I remember I was dating a girl. I remember I was seeing a girl. We were like hanging out and stuff, and she had her own place, and I was in like a student dorm. So I was like, "Back to your place then," and she was like, "Oh, let's go to a love hotel." And I was like, "Why a love hotel when she has an apartment that's like free to fucking?"
Right.
And then I realized it's because neutral ground. It's neutral territory. It's a very safe area. It's a safe place where both people can go to. She can leave anytime. I can leave anytime. It's neutral ground.
Yeah, if shit goes bad and you're at someone's house, that is a bad situation.
Yeah, and I think for the guy as well. It's good for the guy to being in a neutral ground rather than in like some girl's house. Right. Yeah, it's pretty
or vice versa. She's in your house and it's like now I have to get her out.
Of my house. Yeah. And man, there are some crazies here. As there are anywhere else in the world, there are some fucking crazies here. And you don't know who's crazy from the get-go all the time. You do not want to invite a crazy back to your house.
Yeah, because now they know where you live.
Because now they know you fucking live. Now they know you fucking live, my man. Come on, stop it. Yeah. Love hotels are pretty good for like neutral ground. I mean, generally you want to be pretty good about it. Go to a nice love hotel. Go to a nice one. But only because they have giant baths there and they're fucking great. Like,
oh, dude. I went recently, like last month. Giant bath, inside the bathroom, TV.
I love that shit so much.
Jet bath,
I fucking
TV.
love it.
I'm just like my girlfriend's there. I'm in the thing, like I'm sitting on that fucking plastic thing with the hole in the bottom, so my ass doesn't get stuck to the whatever.
Thing at the bottom, yeah.
And I'm just like sitting in the shower. She's in the bath, or we're watching TV and just having a conversation in the bathroom.
It's great.
It's great.
especially living in Japan, your apartment is definitely going to
Oh,
be
it's
small.
fucking tiny. You ain't having that party.
You ain't having a party in your bathroom there. Your bathroom's going to be small. Like, love hotels are great to like fuck around in. I would suggest going to a couple because they're always fun. Find a favorite. Find a favorite.
I
love
have a
hotel.
favorite.
I have a favorite. I have a few favorites. Like, honestly, I'm a sleazy human. It was well, I was a sleazy human. Now I'm way better about it. But back in the day, it was a whole thing.
Well, I mean, like, okay, you can say like, oh, I got a favorite, and you'd be like, oh, you're going to love hotels all the time. Like, you're rolling the dice.
Yeah, dude.
If you're going to a different one all the time, if you
Yeah.
find one that's good,
Go there.
just keep going to it.
Yeah.
You know it's gonna be good.
I've been to some trash ones as well, like some really shit ones where the bed was like trash, or like the bath is like crappy, the amenities aren't really there. Like, there are a bunch. So really, like, shop around, see what you like. Fuck it, might as well. Especially if you're in Japan, like dating a girl. Sometimes, especially if you're like a student. If you're a student, you might be in a dorm, and if she's either a student,
you can't
bring
them back to the dorm.
You can't fuck in the dorm.
Even like a share house.
No,
you can't do that either.
not
right?
really. It's not really. It's not good sportsmanship. It's not well done. Don't do it.
Mana. You need mana.
You need mana, dude. Don't do it. Don't do it. And the girl might be like living with her parents or family or something.
That's true too. Yeah.
Which is really common in Japan. Way common than you think. So a lot of people go like, oh, but can't we just go back to her place? But sometimes her place is her family's place. And shame about to fucking her in the family home.
Yeah. Especially the same day that she met you.
Especially the same day she fucking met you. Imagine you wake up in the morning, it's like Oba-chan making breakfast. Like, oh,
who the fuck's this guy?
No, now we're married. That's what happens.
Yo,
you meet the Oba-chan. You married.
Yep. That's the rule.
That's the rule. That's it. You met the Oba-chan, boy. You're in it now. Get ready.
Oh man, you even touched that fucking senbei.
Ooh, oi! Listen, if you in some girl's house and the grandma comes out, she brings you senbei, and then you eat that senbei, that's an engagement. You're fucked.
Yep.
It's done.
Game over.
It's over. Good luck. See you fucking next life, boy. That's it. The game's over. That girl.
They've already put a picture up of you in like the family shrine. So when you die,
the picture in the family shrine. The granddad's there with like a sword ready. He's like, if you break my daughter's heart, I would kill you. And you're like, oh man, dude.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Gonna be in the family shrine sooner than I thought. It's fun though. Like, dating in Japan can be really entertaining. Like, I like it a lot.
Yeah, dude. What's cues that are like very like Japanese or like behaviors that are very Japanese, like to you that you've noticed that there's like a difference between Western
and Japanese behaviors.
Japanese, yeah. Because like for me, speaking of like going to like a girl's place, like I've been seeing this girl for a while.
Yeah.
And she had her own place. She lived by herself. No neighbors, no nothing.
Nice.
Right? Like an actual like house.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, like, you know, like, do you want to come back to my house? And I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. And then we got back to her house and she like stops me at the door and she's like, it was like this weird like ultimatum thing. Like, oh, if you come up here, like this is going like beyond just fucking around.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, normally like in the West, I feel like that wouldn't be the case.
No.
Where it's just like, oh yeah, we fucked around, but that was because that was the place that we did it.
Yeah.
But here she's like, it's like after, if you do that, it is now serious. And I'm like,
yeah. I think that's a difference. It's like we said about love hotels. Love hotels are neutral territory. So going to a love hotel and fucking there, you're fucking around still. She knows it, you know it, everyone knows it. Unless, of course, she's with her parents' house and you don't have a place to go.
Yeah.
And then you're in a love hotel. Then it's kind of like, oh, it's anyone's game at that stage. Then you got to read the atmosphere. You got to read the air. But if she does by herself, she's like, come back to my house, let's fuck there. Boy, it might be serious. Like, you do get that threshold. Like, it's pretty important.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like on dates themselves as well, there are man, how you set up the date's important too.
Okay, yeah.
Like, so where you're going on dates is pretty important as well. Like, for me, I have a general rule. First date should always be like a cafe. Somewhere like very neutral, somewhere easy to get to. And that's just to make it easier for everyone to sort of hang out comfortably. Yeah. Not dinner, not a movie. Stop being a dickhead. This isn't like a 1960s movie. Like, we're not... This isn't make-believe. We're too...
Low risk, high reward.
Fucking low risk, high reward dates are key. Go to a cafe. Talk it out. If you get along, fucking go to dinner. you get along, if he keeps working out, just keep that date rolling on. You can hang out for the entire day. It's possible.
I mean, yeah, like that's the thing, right? If you're going out early enough, by the time you hit dinner time, like if you're having a good time, you can just keep going because like you can get home on the train to like 12 at night, right?
Yeah.
Easily.
And boy, if you go really well, maybe she'll come with you. You never know. You never know what these things are. But that's important. Like having a nice like first date's pretty good. Second thing is don't try and trick a bitch.
Yes.
Listen.
Yeah.
This is for the guys mostly. Don't try to trick a bitch. And girls, don't be tricked. Don't be tricked. Be very clearly now. If a guy, because this happened recently to my friend.
Oh yeah.
If a guy messages you and he's like, let's hang out. My friend, this girl, she doesn't speak a word of English.
Okay.
Not a single.
Completely Japanese.
Not a single word of English.
Yeah.
The guy, not a single word of Japanese. What date?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
What are you doing? Let's go for dinner. Why and how? What the fuck are you talking about? Let's go for dinner. The fuck? So already I'm like, so this is the thing. Bitches ain't dumb. They know. Women aren't stupid. No one's dumb. We all know what you want. Like you don't speak a word of Japanese. She don't speak a word of English. Why are we hanging out? Doesn't make sense. Clearly, you just want to fuck. But my friend, being kind of an idiot, was like, what does he want? Could it be a date? I kind of want to learn English. This would be great. And I'm like, no, he wants to fuck.
Yeah.
He just wants to fuck.
See, that's the problem though, right? Like don't get tricked because like dudes will say, yeah, like, oh, let's do this. Really what they're saying is, let's do this before we fuck.
Before we fuck, yeah. My boy, he showed his hands. So I told my girl, I was like, listen, dude, he just wants to fuck. Don't go. Like, it's not really going to be a fun evening for you. It's just going to be him.
Especially if you can't communicate.
Especially if you can't communicate. It's going to be boring anyway. And then he's just going to, like, lead you back to his house gradually. She's like, what? No. He's my friend's friend. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm like, I do whatever you want. I'm like, listen, baby, I ain't here to tell you yes or no.
How to live your life.
I ain't here to drive your life for you. You want to go, you can go. And then what happens? The next day, like 7 o'clock in the morning, she's like, oh, he changed the date. Now he said he wants to cook for me.
At his house.
At his fucking house.
Go figure.
Go fucking figure. I hate when guys do that. Guys, listen, no one's falling for your shit. Come to my house, I'll cook for you on a first date. And then they say shit like, oh man, like, oh, but in my culture, in my country, that's normal. Stop saying that.
No, it's not.
No one believes you. Stop saying that. A guy messaged. So, okay, this happens a lot as well. So, a lot of Japanese girls who are talking to you, like, as a foreigner, they have foreign friends. I'm one of their foreign friends. They screenshot your messages and they send them to me. I have so many screenshots of like guys' messages.
Yeah.
Because this is what they do. Like you're not the first foreigner they've ever met.
Yeah. If they speak English, you are definitely not the first foreigner they've ever met.
If they speak any English, you're not the first foreigner they've ever met. And thus, they're gonna have foreign friends like me, who love nothing more than to fuck up your game. And that's what I'll do. And if you do some bullshit, I'll tell them. I'll be like, nah, that's bullshit. Don't go. Yep. Oh, he said he wants to cook for me at his house. He said in English culture, that's normal. I was like, so obviously she screenshotted it. She sent it to me. I was like, bitch, that ain't normal. Is this normal? Yes, is this normal? I was like, no.
Literally, the amount of times I've received a picture plus the following text of, is this normal?
Yeah, but in Japan,
yeah. Is this normal?
Is this normal? I'm like, no. No, it's not. No one does that. Like, I remember one English guy. He's trying to follow one of my friends. This girl's fucking a cutie. She's a model. Fantastic. I met her through like my agency. Beautiful girl. Very same height as me. 174. Tall.
It's taller than me.
She's very tall. She's very attractive. This girl speaks like okay English. Just okay.
Enough that it's okay.
Enough that it's okay, yeah. But she was gonna date this English guy. And the first date they went to was like a cafe for like an hour. Mm-hmm. Then she dipped, had to go like work. And then he was like, wow, I had a great time. And I was like, it all seems pretty normal. Then I get this screenshot where he's like, hey, so like, do you want to come and my house like tomorrow night? We can like hang out. I'll cook you like some traditional English food.
Like fucking...
Like shit. I don't know. I fucking hate English
fish and
food.
chips?
Fish and fucking chips. A pie. So she was like, I don't fucking know English, dude. I don't know. Peas. Oh, depression. Conservatism, apparently. Fucking nonsense. So he goes, I'll cook you some like traditional English food. And I read this and I'm like, is my man a chef? Has he cooked before? Has he given you any indication that he
knows how to cook?
That he knows or he likes to cook? And she's like, no. And I'm like, what the fuck's he gonna cook you? What the fuck is he gonna do? This makes no sense. Like, if I go, bitch, come over, I'm gonna cook for you.
He's gonna cook us some Sapporo Ichiban.
Yo, I have some fucking Sapporo Ichiban. He's gonna be, yo, bitch, come over here. I've ordered us ramen. Bitch, here, I cooked this. What? It's bread. Did you cook this? Well, I bought it from 7-Eleven. Butter or jam? Or peanuts cream? Which do you fucking... Dumbness. It's just like, is this normal? I'm like, no, it's not. This is weird. Like, he doesn't cook. He clearly can't cook. I get maybe he's trying to be like fancy or whatever, but when it comes down to it, it's not cool. It's just fucking lame. Like,
it's a smoke screen.
It's a fucking smoke screen. He's like, come to my house, my shitty apartment in the middle of fucking nowhere, so I can like prepare for you a subpar meal and then give you this subpar dick. That's the entire thing.
Well, it's like once you're there, right? Like escaping is harder.
Way harder, yeah.
Again, if you're at a Love Hotel, there's neutral ground. You can get the fuck out.
And he's already paid.
Yeah, you've already paid, so it's like there's no attachment there, right?
So fucking dumb. I cannot stand when people do that. Like, because I generally like cooking. It's like what I do. It's my hobby.
Yeah, I like cooking too.
I have like a 80,000 oven in my fucking kitchen. There was a time I said to this girl, I was like, "Do you want to come to my house? I'm cooking a pie. Do you want to come eat this pie? My friends are coming as well. Come eat this pie." She apparently sent that message to her Japanese friend, and her Japanese friend was like, "It's a trap. Don't go. It's just going to be you and him."
Smart.
Very smart. Very smart. Smart bitch. Very smart bitch. But it was me. I was like, "I'm cooking a pie. Come over. My friend's going to be there." She's like, "No, I'm not going to go because like it might be like, it's like suspicious."
Yeah.
Message came in. I wasn't like, "How dare you send me this message?" I was like, "That makes sense. Cool. We've only met like twice before."
Right.
It's cool, dude. No worries, man. So I made the pie. My friends came around. We all ate pie and hung out. I took photos, put them on Instagram. We all hung out. She messaged me.
And then she's like, shit.
Yeah, she was like, there was actually pie. And I was like, dude, I have an 80,000 yen oven sitting in my kitchen. Of course there's fucking pie. Are you mad? It's winter time. It's pie season. She's like, when are you going to make pie again? I'm like, bitch, I don't know. When I feel like it. I don't know. But I get why she was suspicious.
Yeah.
And I did make pie again. And I did bring her around. We all hung out again with the boys. And we all ate pie together. But you got to have that level of suspicion.
Mm-hmm.
As a girl dating anyone. Especially as a Japanese girl dating foreigners in Japan. Because a lot of these fuckers are coming in with the mindset of...
Japanese girls are easy.
Japanese girls are easy.
I'm fucking charisma man.
I'm charisma man. I fucking hate charisma man. Fuck me. But I love being in the same room as a charisma man. And just watching their like fake charisma like shatter. It's my favorite thing to do.
Oh god, the amount of times I maybe this is like an online thing.
Go on.
That I see like the most. The amount of times that I've seen like, oh, I went to Japan and I got laid by blah 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 blah, and it's like, dude, you went to like Gas Panic in fucking Shibuya, which is like literally like a second away from Shibuya Square, so you didn't even get like that deep into Shibuya.
Yeah.
And then you're like, yeah, I slept with this Japanese chick. She was so hot. It's like, that Japanese chick has literally slept with like 50 other guys that week.
Yeah.
And you probably have got an STD from every single one of them.
Yeah.
It's like, that is not an accomplishment.
Yeah.
A Japanese girl that is worth having is not going to fucking Gas Panic, bro.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's the thing. Like, a lot of the guys so Tinder's an interesting app here. Like, going back to the Tinder thing.
Yeah.
Because there are many different apps you can use. Like, some are Japanese specific apps, like Pairs. Omiai.
Omiai. There's another one, but it's like a little bit more shady. I don't remember.
We'll keep the ones that aren't shady. But there were like three general apps. There's Pairs, Omiai, and Tinder.
Yeah, I would say that's like the big three.
Yeah, those are the big three. So you gotta try, if you're trying to meet girls like just fuck, or you're trying to meet girls to date, or you're trying to make a girlfriend or wife, these apps are pretty good. Like, you can generally peruse these apps and you can find what you're looking for. Mm-hmm. As long as you're very clear with what you're looking for. I think that's important.
Yeah.
Right? Definitely.
I mean, like, Tinder to me is more like the Wild West.
Yeah, dude.
Pairs and Omiai, they're a little bit different. So for like Pairs, for women to join, it's free.
Yeah.
Men have to pay a monthly fee.
Yeah.
Which roots out the people who are like, hey, I just want to fuck, right?
Fuck, yeah.
Right? Like, that roots the people out.
Yeah.
But because that's the case, the women that you meet on Omiai and Pairs are, I wouldn't say better quality, but like, you're more likely to be successful in if you're looking for a girlfriend to find an actual girlfriend, because
There we go, yeah.
that's what, like, the intent is there that that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Like, if you just want a cheap lay, don't even bother. Just go to
Tinder. Or yeah, I think when it comes down to it, Tinder is pretty much for, you want to find someone to like fuck or language exchange or date, it's Tinder. You want to find like an actual girlfriend or like a relationship, Pairs and Omya is a bit better.
or just like fucking talk to people.
This is the next point we're gonna go to right now.
Yeah.
So if you are even a little bit, you get a little bit of confidence in your Japanese skills, and we've said this before in many of our podcasts, go and fucking study Japanese, you dumb fuck. That's important. You need to be fucking studying while you're here.
Oh man, like if you have no other intent other than to get laid,
Study.
at least study that Japanese.
Study Japanese. Let me tell you a story that this is from my bullshit days, which is they're all such good stories. So when I was an international student here, I was in a bar izakaya. In izakaya, we're hanging out, everyone's like drinking, having fun, and my boy is trying to chat to this girl. My boy's Japanese is not that good, and I'm like, I'll support, I'll come in, I'll like help out the situation, because my Japanese is better than his. Not as good as it is now, but still better than his. So I dive in, start whipping off the Japanese. Suddenly, I have both girls. I have the girl I was talking to and his girl are now more interested in talking to me than they are talking to my boy. And that's more, it's not a case of, wow, this guy's way more attractive, or wow, this guy's way more X, Y, and Z. It's literally because this guy speaks Japanese, I can actually have a conversation with him.
Yeah.
If we did fuck, I could wake up the next day and go, I want to eat this for breakfast, and he'd understand me, rather than this fucking other dude doesn't speak a word of Japanese. I'm going, pan tapatai na. Eh?
Huh?
Pan? I have a saucepan.
I have a pan.
I have a pan as well. Do you want me to make some eggs? That's not what I fucking said. And studying Japanese is important for like just general dating. And like, you want to live here forever? Study Japanese. How you gonna talk to your fucking kids?
Well, probably in English.
Ugh, no. No. How you gonna talk to your wife's family? You didn't. Study Japanese.
I don't want to.
I get that, dude. Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. It's all good, honestly. But
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, everything should, by the time you're here for like a little while, you should realize that everything circles back to study Japanese.
Yeah. Life becomes like 1,000 times easier when you speak a little bit of the language, like, honestly.
Yep.
I think, especially in dating, so for those who don't really want to use apps, for those who are like, I just want to go out and meet people, that's fun. I love doing that. And I think when you do that, it's a case of, it's bars, not clubs. It's cafes, not restaurants.
Yeah, don't go. You're not going to meet anyone worth a fuck in a club.
No. So remember, it's bars, not clubs, and cafes, not restaurants.
Yeah.
That's important. Restaurants, people are there for dates already. Cafes, people are there kind of to chill. You can meet someone in a cafe. Bars, people are way more stylish. It's a different clientele. Clubs are boring.
Okay, hang on.
Go on.
Clarify what you mean by bar.
Not izakaya.
Not an izakaya. Like
you can meet some people in an izakaya. No one's saying you can't. But bars, for me, way more stylish. Like, you meet...
You're talking like a stand-up bar?
Stand-up bar. Like an open area bar.
Okay.
Yeah, like they're way harder to find.
They're fewer and farther between those kind of bars.
And that's why. So
the interesting people will be there.
Yeah, exactly. So being a foreigner dating in Japan as well, speaking from a guy and a girl perspective, like, you want to avoid places that are heavily populated by other foreigners.
Yep. Because
the people who go there are generally interested in other foreigners. So you end up being, I don't know, in a club in fucking Roppongi. Yeah, you'll find some people who are interested in foreigners, but then again, who isn't? It's a club in Roppongi.
Yeah.
And it's gross.
Yes.
Don't go there. Go to places that you normally wouldn't go to. Around your local area, there are always like bars and cafes and restaurants. Those places are a bit better to find some cool people. Avoid the big stations. Go to some smaller places. You'll find some interesting people.
I mean, if you go to a big station, like, go to the station, but then go far away
from the station. Yeah, that's better. Like, I love being like, once again, this is where speaking Japanese comes into play. Sorry, guys, but when you speak Japanese and you go into like a bar, you can get into the bar. You can talk to the barman. You can talk to the staff. You can hang out with everyone. It's a good time. Like, it's really fun. But going into a bar like far away from the station, not speaking a word of Japanese, it's gonna be boring.
Yeah, you're not gonna have a good time.
You're not gonna have a good time because bar culture in Japan is very much. You get there, you drink more, you hang out with the people next to you, the table opposite side of you. You all sort of become one table together. Like it becomes like a really fun event, like an impromptu nomikai.
Kind of, yeah.
And it's really fun, but you don't speak Japanese.
It's gonna be hard to do. You're gonna drink your whiskey in silence and then get up and leave.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I went to a bar in, I forgot where it was exactly, Sagamihara, back where I used to live. Like not the station, but the area itself. It was me and my two boys. We went there, and there were these two girls in the bar as well. And one of the girls spoke English. So we're like three foreign guys. So the girl who spoke English and the girl who spoke a little bit of English, they went to that person. And the girl who spoke Japanese, way more attractive. And of course, that's the one I was speaking to. Because in the three, I was the one who spoke Japanese. So they were like, Jordan. I was like, will do. Easy. Fucking simple. Japanese opens every door you need in dating.
Yeah.
And there are like loads of like, even on apps like Tinder, people are like, no English.
Yeah, no English. Sorry, no English.
And you really do sort of remove a massive part of the dating pool.
Oh yeah,
Just by not speaking the language.
Yeah. And even some people who are like, English is okay.
It's not.
But like 99.9% of the time, that's like self-assessed.
Yeah.
And what they think is okay English is not okay English. Same as like, I guess like me. Like I would say I speak okay Japanese, but like my version of what is okay Japanese to a Japanese person is like, you're like 5.
Yeah, it's like very childish Japanese,
Right.
or very childish English. I went on a leg position. I was shifting my legs around. Went on a date with a girl years ago, and I spoke my Japanese wasn't that good.
Yeah.
And we became really good friends actually, so we still talk now. And I thought, like thinking back to that day, I thought my Japanese was really good. Like I thought I was holding a very good conversation with this girl. Like I thought that the date was flowing really well, and I thought like it was a rousing conversation of like politics and society. Then we met recently, and she goes, "Wow, your Japanese is really good now." And I was like, "I know. Back in the day, do you remember how good it was then?" She's like, "It was terrible." I was like, "Fuck, seriously?" I was like, "Seriously?" She's like, "Your Japanese was so bad. It was like talking to a child." And
Yeah.
I felt it. I was like, was it really that bad? Because even looking back in hindsight, I didn't realize how bad it was. But man, it was bad. Fuck me.
And then think about that. It's like you are below that.
Yeah.
If you don't speak any Japanese.
Yeah.
You're literally below a child.
A child. It's bad. I don't like it. And it makes dating really hard as well.
Yeah.
Because if you're drinking or you're getting like, if the girl has to speak English the entire time, and let's pretend you're looking for a girlfriend. If the girl has to speak English all the time, and she's a learner of English, not like a native speaker, she's not reached the level where she can just speak English for the entire time, it gets tiring.
I've had dates where I've gone on dates with Japanese girls who only speak Japanese. And by the end of those dates, it is the most tired I've ever been.
Yep.
And it's mental exhaustion because it's speaking in a language that is not, I wouldn't say like not natural, but like you don't think in that language necessarily.
You're using way more power than you normally would use to speak.
So like by the time that date is finished, like I go on a date and it's like 5 hours or something.
Yeah.
Go get coffee, go get a dinner.
Yeah.
And by the time I'm going home, I'm like, holy shit, I'm just so fucking done. And my brain is so fried that even like it's affecting the English part of my brain too, where I'm like, I can't think properly. Because now my brain switched over to like Japanese mode, and I'm like, okay, now I'm like thinking in my head, I have to think in English again.
Yeah.
And it's just not happening.
What's your, I guess your time limit? Of speaking in Japanese now.
Time limit? Like just Japanese, no English?
Yeah, how long can you speak constantly, or you're just like, I'm done, I can't do it anymore?
Oh, it's like 3 to 5 hours.
I think mine constantly has got bigger over the years. I remember when it was like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you remember those days?
There's a point where you're just like, well, I'm done.
Yeah. I remember
this, this is too hard.
I gave like a 10-minute speech, and afterwards I was mentally fucking exhausted. I was dead, and I was like, how am I this exhausted after a 10-minute Japanese speech? And I realized like my mind is not used to making these connections.
Yeah.
I'm constantly having to make them.
Well, and Japanese is so different than English.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, yeah, it's like speaking another language.
It's like speaking of a language.
But the grammar is opposite.
Yeah.
The rules for changing verbs to present and past tense and like I'm doing this while doing that,
So
completely different
Yeah.
than English. So you're having to like think about, okay, I need to do the proper like conjugations and use the proper vocabulary and all this other stuff. And then by the time that you figured that out, like you're having to also keep up with someone sending that information back to you.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
On a date, it's really hard as well. So for me, I'm thinking, so if you are a learner of Japanese, you've studied Japanese, and you've been hanging out with your boys, you're in izakayas, you're chilling, everything's good. But then you're on a date, that situation is completely different. There's not a group of people to bounce the conversation off. You can't take breaks.
it is one-on-one.
It's one-on-one. You're on it the entire time. So, my God, if you are on a date for the first time in Japanese, afterwards you're going to be fucking exhausted, dude. It's so tiring. Man, now I'm pretty good. Now I can pretty much handle it. But there are times when like, man, there's still vocabulary that gets thrown at me, and I'm like,
I can handle it if the person that I'm talking to is like enthusiastic about being there.
yeah.
If the other person, like if I go on a date with the other person and like maybe they're like really shy or like they're not feeling it or we just don't gel, that's when it becomes the most mentally exhausting.
Yeah.
Because like now I'm trying to like have to think about how to like continue a conversation in a language that, I mean, I use it every day, but I'm not having like full 5-hour periods of like conversation time, right?
I think that's pretty difficult as well. So I think you practice a lot, study the language, and then try to have one-on-one conversations whenever you can. And I think that's where, like, if you're using Tinder, the language exchange aspect of the app comes in handy.
Yeah.
You can meet like guys and girls and just have that one-on-one conversation with them, which will help when you eventually find someone to actually date. You can then have the one.
The issue there
Go on.
is spoken versus written.
Yeah.
If you can't read Japanese, boy, you better have a fucking dictionary.
Yeah, at all times. I use imiwa with a question mark. Imiwa with a question mark. It's a really good dictionary.
That's what I use as well.
It's like offline as well, so you can use it at all times. But it's a really good story from my friend. So my friend told me the story where he's on a date.
Yeah.
His speaking's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Really good, shall I say?
Good enough.
His speaking's good. It's conversational. It's really good. Let me not shoot him down. His speaking's really good. His reading's trash. And this is what when I was thinking of the story, this is what killed me about his story. So he goes on a date with a girl. They meet at the station. They're walking to the restaurant together. She's like, "Wow, Nihongo, jozu, sugoi, nanka, sugii Nihongo." He's like, "Oh, thank you very much." He's impressing this girl. This girl, they love that. You wanna break the ice on a date? Whew, coming with that Nihongo, strong, boy. That breaks the ice. Already they're impressed. Like, yes, this man can speak that Japanese. Gets to the restaurant. You take a seat. The waiter's there. What would you like to eat? You look at the menu and you can't read shit because this isn't some bullshit izakaya. This isn't pictures on the menu. There's no picture of edamame. You best know how to read that shit.
It's not even like oh, here's like the typeface, like regular ass like kanji
It's the
and
fucking
hiragana.
curvy,
it's the very like stylized written stuff that you see in the fucking restaurants. You're just like, ooh, this looks like a bunch of lightning bolts. Is this kanji? I don't know.
This is bullshit. The one that got me as well is that he was like, he wanted edamame, and he just assumed the restaurant had edamame. So he goes, edamame onegaishimasu. He goes, toriazu namabiru to edamame onegaishimasu. Because there's always beer, and there's always edamame.
Beer and edamame.
The guy looks at him and goes, okiaku-san, edamame ga, nai desu. He's like, I'm Susan, there's no edamame. And she's just like, So he's looking at the menu, pretending he's reading the menu. Pretending he knows what's on the menu, there? And he has no idea. Oh, and then obviously it's this girl's first time at the restaurant. It's his first time at the restaurant, so he's pretending like he knows like what the deal is, and he has no idea. And it didn't tank the date, but it sort of fucked up the flow of the date, the momentum of the date got really fucked because now the conversation went, so you can't read?
Nope.
So you're a child?
This is why you pay attention in Japanese class, and this is why you write all the time.
All the time.
Not even writing. Read. Just read.
Yeah. It's so important. Like, I think for me, reading is my weakest part of Japanese, and so
that's the only part I'm fucking good at is reading.
My boy. That's why I study all the time. Like I'm on the train, like trying to study Japanese. I'm like typing with people to speak Japanese because I'm like, I need to get my reading up because my reading isn't so bad that I'm like, oh, I can't read these menus. But I'm like junior high school, ni sandense gurai. I'm like second, third of junior high school Japanese, which isn't good. It's not bad, but it isn't good, you know? Considering I'm like a 27-year-old man. Like I should know more kanji than this. But you're gonna fucking do.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at reading, but like even still, like I'm making fucking mistakes. Like we went out after last week's podcast.
Yeah.
We went to an izakaya.
Oh, that was great.
And I'm like looking at the menu, right?
Yeah.
And we're in an izakaya, right? So this is like the edamame story.
Yeah.
Almost exactly. So I'm looking at the menu and I see an item and I swear to God, I look at it for like maybe like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it says gyoza. Tamago.
Yeah, it was like thinking tamago. So good.
But one of the kanji is the same, right?
Yeah.
So I just looked at it quickly. I figure I'm in an izakaya.
It must be gyoza.
It must be gyoza because that makes sense. No, it wasn't fucking gyoza. It
was so funny. And the girl was like, gyo. She goes like, in Japanese, no, that's egg. That's egg. Gyoza has more difficult kanji. And I was like, we know leave us alone. So good.
And like after I looked at it again, like when she pointed that out and I looked at it, I'm like, I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah, oh my God, it was so funny.
Because I know what the kanji for gyoza looks like. I can draw it for you, and I know what the kanji for egg looks like.
Yeah.
But I just looked at it and went, okay, it's gyoza.
Oh shit, I fucked up, yeah.
Nope, wasn't gyoza.
But you make these mistakes and they're fun. Like, to make a few mistakes is okay, but on a date to like not be able to read anything.
Yeah.
That's an issue.
Well, and like even sometimes though, like reading and speaking are kind of like even two different languages there too, right?
Yeah.
Like, for example, I learned this the first year I came here when I started going to like a lot of restaurants and stuff.
Yeah.
Is that they use the kanji fu or kaze for like, it means style.
Yeah, style,
right?
Yeah.
But like, you never learn that in school.
No.
Nobody teaches you that.
No.
So like when I see something that says like Hiroshima kaze, and I'm like, the fuck
is that? Yeah.
Hiroshima kaze.
Hiroshima fu.
But Hiroshima fu is like okonomiyaki. Hiroshima fu.
Yes,
it's like,
style.
it's the style, the Hiroshima style. But like kaze, the kanji means wind.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean style. But if you use it in that way, it means style.
It's so weird.
But nobody talks like that either.
I think like a really important thing about dates as well, to like bring it completely circle around, like you'll learn some interesting things on dates. Like you'll be in restaurants, you'll learn some interesting kanji, you'll talk about it with a date, it's pretty fun. But the issue is if you're a guy, don't try to learn speaking on the dates, because you'll end up having really girly Japanese, which a lot of guys fall into that trap. Like there's a lot of guys I know and their Japanese is really effeminate, it's really sort of girly, and David for one. Yeah. And a lot of girls clock onto that. They go, oh, his Japanese is kind of effeminate, he must hang out with lots of girls.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, you must be charai, because charai is like a playboy.
Yeah.
You're a womanizer because your Japanese is very girly. And back in the day when I was serial womanizer, fantastic individual of the arts, my Nampa is still the greatest Nampa to date. It's so powerful. Nampa is like the art of picking women up in a bar. And we'll get onto that as well. Don't I'm going to share my ultimate Nampa technique in a hot second. Because that's an important part of Japanese dating culture as well. Like it's a very Japanese part of it. But
that surprisingly so many people are fucking terrible
terrible at. Like, but generally, you really want to study your Japanese speaking with your boys, and then take that to dates, and then use that. You can pick some stuff up from girls as well. It's completely okay, but generally speaking, try to diversify the language. Not just learn date Japanese only, because it's going to be kind of pathetic. It's going to be kind of hard to speak like normal everyday conversation. Nampa. Nampa is purely Japanese culture. Nampa is the art of picking people up in bars, restaurants, but mostly fucking train stations. Fucking train stations.
Really?
Yeah. My girls tell me all the time they'll be waiting for their friends at train stations, and guys just approach them like, line ga arimasu ka? Do you have line? QR code open on their phone. Oh, kimi kawaii. Line chodai. It's gross.
What the fuck? I've literally never seen this, but at the same time, I 110% believe this happens.
Yes. Now that you know it happens, watch out
I'll
for
see it.
You'll see it a lot.
I'll see it everywhere.
Yeah.
I'll go home today and be like, there it
is.
is.
There it fucking is. Now, Nampa's an interesting art. So Nampa is the art of basically talking to a girl in a bar, in a restaurant, in a cafe, in a station, to try to get her information. And it makes sense. A lot of girls, they're not on any apps. They're just there, out in the wild. Just in the wild. You gotta catch them. How you gonna do it? Nampa. Let me explain to you Jordan's ultimate Nampa style. It's it's so good, David. All right. So this is based at a station. It's station Nampa, because that was the first Nampa that I actually saw. And station Nampa is going to a girl who's waiting at the station and trying to get her information for a date, either the same day or later on. Now, when I found out this Nampa existed, I was like, fantastic, because I've seen some cuties at the station, and I kind of want to talk to them. And the Nampa I invented was sort of, it comes in a few parts. First part is, obviously, the girl's waiting at the station. You got to talk to the girl somehow. Now, here's the problem. You can't just go to this bitch and be like, oh, hi, guy, give me your fucking QR code. No.
That's just creepy.
It's creepy, yeah. So first you go to the girl. You gotta give her a compliment. You gotta break the
something.
thing somehow. But don't say, oh, your face is cute. Oh, I like your whatever. I do a thing where I'll go like I don't know. Her shoes will be interesting. Find something interesting. Let's say her shoes. I'm like, darling, your shoes are crazy. They're like 5 feet tall. Amazing. I'm like, it's my friend's birthday. She would desperately like a pair of those shoes. Where did you buy them? I'd love to know. And she goes, I don't know. I got them from this store in Harajuku. Okay, phone out. You write it down. Harajuku, this store, excellent. Mind if I take a quick photo of them? No worries. Or you can put it in, put it out. Doesn't matter, the photo part of it. Thanks so much. You're a babe. Then you go back. Then that's it. Conversation finished. This is the important part. Ready for it? This is the fucking important part. You need to stand in an area where she can easily see you, but at the same time, you're not too close, not too far, by a wall perhaps. So she has to turn her face to look at you directly. Now, you're standing there on your phone. Here's the sign. If she turns to look at you again for a second or a third time, that's the sign it's cool. You can go talk to this girl again. You can go and have a conversation with her. It's open for conversation. She doesn't turn again. She's on her phone the entire time. No interest. How you finding it so far, David?
I'm following you.
It's good, right? This is step one. It's the most important step, because there are times when you go to a girl and you'll be like, shoes are cute or whatever, earrings are cool, da-da-da-da. She'll be like, thanks so much. Get the message down. You go and stand, and she'll never look at you again.
Now you got to picture shoes.
Yeah. In those situations where she doesn't look at you again, do not fucking go back over there. Do not go back over there. Don't do it. She has no interest. Do not go back over there. Done. Find someone else. Game over. But if she does, go back over. When you go back over, this is the part that this is the clincher. You be like, I'm so sorry. I'm waiting for my friends. I guess you're waiting for your friends. I have some time. Mind if we talk for a little bit before your friends show up? Great way to break the ice. Here's the important part. Don't ask dumb questions. Where are you from? Do you like ice cream? Do you want to go to a cafe now? No, she's waiting for her friends. Don't ask what she likes. Don't ask where she lives.
Definitely don't ask where she lives.
Do not ask that. Have a very general conversation, but keep it interesting. Keep it light. Keep it fun. I normally go for like, don't ask, are you a student? Do not ask, are you a student? Girls hate that. They're so sick of answering that question. Don't ask that. From the conversation you had before, bounce off it. I'd go, she's really cool. Do you always have this style? Is this your normal style sense? Da, da, da. Anyway, if the conversation goes well, it's the hard part. You must get her line before her friends show up.
Oh, okay.
Because you're waiting outside the barriers.
Oh, you mean this is not in the station?
No. This is outside waiting for her friends.
Gotcha. Okay.
You must get her line before her friends show up. That's really important. Once her friends show up, game over. Who's that weirdo you were talking to? Why is that guy running me here? Is it Nampa? Is he numpering you?
Yeah.
Got to get that line before the friends show up. So I normally go, talk for about 5 minutes, gauge the time the friend's going to come. Then I'll go, my boy's here. Always have your boy somewhere close so he can just come when you need him to. My boy's here. I've got to go and meet my boy. Lovely speaking to you. If you have some time in the next few weeks, not today, not tomorrow, next few weeks.
In a while.
Just grab some coffee. You seem really cool. She's like, yeah, sure. Click. Get that line. Nampa finished. Easy. It works so well because that first step at the beginning, that's the clincher.
You've gauged.
You've gauged it. At 2 separate occasions, you've gauged it. And then strolling for the conversation. That is Jordan's ultimate number technique. It works very well. And I give it to you.
This is why Japanese dudes fail.
So badly.
And you'll see it if you're like walking the streets. It'll be like a really attractive like woman is like walking down the streets. Yeah. And a guy will just come up and like fucking accost her. Like, hey, did you want to come? Did you want to blah, blah, blah? And it's just like, dude, when does this ever work? Like,
never.
I don't understand what you're doing.
Horrible. Like, no one likes that.
Don't do it.
No one likes that. It's just the fucking worst.
Yeah, ladies don't do that either. I don't ever see ladies do it.
No.
But don't do it either.
I think Nampa in this country is interesting. It's interesting everywhere.
Yeah.
But be polite about it. Be nice about it. Don't be a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, you're not like trying to verbally assault someone. Like, don't fucking do that.
Don't be a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, I mean, that's easier said than done because some people are fucking weirdos, but like,
yeah.
Don't be a fucking weirdo.
I mean, in a station, of course, like, it's already pretty neutral ground. So you do have that sort of chance to speak to random people.
Yeah.
But then again, in saying that, you need to sort of pick your battles. Pick the person pretty well who you're speaking to. If they're like, I'm not really interested, don't persist.
Because then you're just annoying.
Then you're
you're nosediving your chances more and more.
Dude, I hate it.
Like, yeah, just don't do that.
Have you noticed any interesting parts of like Japanese culture? Anything peculiar about dating culture in Japan?
In relation to just like in general?
In general. Like in comparison to like Canada or like I'm from the UK, but like anything you've seen, you're like, this is kind of peculiar. We don't do this in the West.
Okay. Can I talk about something that really fucking annoys me?
Please do.
That Japanese girls do.
Please do.
Some Japanese girls do.
Go for it.
They act like they're fucking stupid.
Oh my fucking god. David! I hate this so much. Go on.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is like, oh, I'm trying to be moe thing. Moe. But it's like girls will like, if you go on a date and like, I guess like they like you or something, they'll like pretend they're fucking stupid. So you like ask them like, just like a basic general knowledge question. I didn't know that. I'm so stupid. And then they'll like grab your arm and shit and like pull you like really fucking tight and be like, oh, I'm so cute. Like, do you think I'm cute? Moe. Like that attitude.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it.
I hate it, dude. It's the worst.
And anyone who finds that attractive, you have a mental disorder and you should be checked into the hospital because it is not cute. It is fucking annoying. Absolutely annoying.
The funny thing about it is that a lot of girls do it. Like, a lot of girls do it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the majority, but lots. It's the worst. There's a date I went on where like, oh my god, like I was trying to drink coffee with this girl, and she drank it, and it was a bit bitter, so she wanted to add like milk to it. Cool. So instead of going, oh, it's a little bit bitter, I'll add some milk. She goes, zip, nigai. And I'm looking at this bitch, and I'm like, bitch.
Oh yeah.
Bitch, the fuck do you think? Huh?
Nigai.
I was like, don't do that. Like from that moment,
yeah,
any interest I had in the date was over.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm done. That was horrendous.
Yeah.
I can't see myself dating you. Imagine that. Everything you put in your body. I'm like, is this Enka? Oh, it would piss me off. It would piss me off.
Yeah.
But
It would drive me fucking insane.
Some guys like that.
And only Japanese dudes.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, let's flip the script. Because there are times when we spoke a lot about foreign guys in Japan dating Japanese girls and being cunts. Foreign guys. Let me be clear. Japanese women, not stupid. These motherfuckers wily. They will take you down. Yeah. These motherfuckers wily as fuck.
Any dude who's coming to Japan being like Japanese girls are easy is a fucking idiot.
Wily.
And it's always super funny when those kind of people who have like that mindset because the internet has told them that Japanese girls are easy and then they come to Japan and realize that's not the case. No. And they're just like, oh, my gaijin pussy pass has been revoked. Like, what happened?
Oh, man.
It's like, dude, you didn't have one to begin with.
It's like, I don't understand Japanese dating culture. That must be it.
Yeah. Fucking. No, it's not that you didn't understand to shit in someone's toilet and leave. It's that you're a fucking idiot.
My a girl I used to date? Man, this is kind of a raunchy story, but a girl I used to date.
Lay it on me, bro.
Listen, fam. A girl I used to date a while ago.
Give me that dirty goods.
She was a damn princess, in love with Disney shit, like would dress, oh man, so stylishly all the time. Fuck, nails like crazy gyaru style, like super long nails.
Oh
with
the
jewels on them and shit.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah.
My God, this woman was wily, amazing, fucking stylish all the time, great girl, genius. Now, we had an understanding. We were cool with each other. She understood that I knew her game. And because we had that understanding, it was really chill. We both got along really well. But she wanted to go to Disneyland one day. Early in the relationship. She's like, can you take me to Disney? I'm like, bitch, I don't fuck with Disney. You know I don't fuck with Disney. I don't like Disney. She was like, hey, I want to go Disney. And I'm like, I don't want to go. I don't really like it. She's like, it makes sense. Next day. Hey, I'm going to go Disney with this other guy. Is that cool? I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I'm going to go Disney with this other guy. Is that cool? I'm like, another foreign guy? She's like, yeah, just some guy I met on Tinder. He's going to take me to Disney. I'm like, what, you're fucking this guy for him to take you to Disney? She's like, oh, fuck no. No. He's just taking me to Disney. And for a minute, I was like, what? Are you serious? She bamboozled this man into taking her to Disney. He paid for the ticket. He paid for her food. He paid for fast track passes for her to be in Disney. And the whole day I'm getting photos of her like, look, I'm in Disney. Just her.
Yeah.
Because he's taking the photos. It destroyed me. I was like, this is amazing. She has fucking puppet mastered this man. Took me to Disney. Did the whole day. It was fantastic. Then, this is the bit that got me. Afterwards, I'm like, surely this man's going to try and get a little piece of that, maybe he's going to try and get a little, a little bit of it. She's like, where are you now? I'm like, I'm in Tokyo. I'm drinking with, I think I was drinking with some boy, one of my friends. And she's like, oh, cool. I'm coming to Tokyo as well. We'll come drink. I'm like, it's 7:30. Are you not going to have dinner with this guy? She's like, no, I told him I was feeling a bit sick, so now I'm going to go and hang out with you instead in Shinjuku. She came to Shinjuku. The guy, nowhere in sight. I'm like, hold on, you've tricked this man to take you on a date all day, gave him nothing. What an insult. I'm like, this cannot get any darker. How mean. This is the bit that really fucked me, and I realized that this woman was on a level I would, wow. She goes into her bag. She takes out Disney Omiyage Senbei. I love senbei. I fucking love senbei. I'm looking at this senbei and I'm like, oh, I want to eat some of that senbei. She hands it to me. Here you go. I got you some Disney omiyage. I was like, you bought me some omiyage? She goes,
nah.
Yeah. Nah. Technically, I didn't buy shit today. He did.
I'm like, stupid motherfucker.
I'm like, you tricked this man. You tricked this man into going to Disney, paying for your tickets, paying for your food, buying omiyage for your fuck buddy, and then you left him and you gave him nothing. Wiley.
Yeah, like
Amazing.
if you don't think that happens, you fucking dumb.
All the time. All the time. I love it. It's so good.
I mean, ladies, hey, if you can get away with that shit and you
Do
wanna put up with a dude for a day,
Do it.
to get free shit, do it.
Do it.
But understand, other people who can see through your bullshit
Yeah.
will think you're a fucking asshole.
Oh, yeah. My friend, like the girl I met, the one I was just telling you about.
Yeah.
We met because she tried to do it to me. That's why. Went for dinner. Oh, sorry, went for coffee. So she was like, let's go for dinner. And I was like, bitch, I just met you. We're going to go for coffee. So we go for coffee. And she's like, wow, I love this thing. This latte is really good. And I'm like, yeah, it's 500 yen. I'll buy you a fucking 500 yen latte. I give no fucks. So we sit down, drinking coffee. Everything's chill. And she goes, man, I would love like this Starbucks like 600-700 yen wrap thing.
Yeah.
They're so good. They're so delicious. I
bet they are.
I like that. Literally, I was like, yeah, I know. I've had them before. They're pretty good, dude. Anyway, back to the conversation we were having. Like, bitch, you want food? Buy yourself some damn food. Like, we're on a cafe date. Like, I don't really think you understand what this date's meant to be, my girl. And it was like that for like 2 dates. And then she called me after the second date. And she was like, you're not really falling for any of my shit, are you? And I was like, nope. I told you when we first met. Dude, you can't trip with your bullshit. Like, I know.
You can't bullshit a bullshitter.
I know what you're doing. Because this is recent. This is like English teacher Jordan. This is like coming back from.
Oh, okay.
This isn't
This
like.
okay.
This is
within
recent.
the last 3 years.
Yeah, it's like the last 3 years. This isn't like Rugaksei Jordan that had like more money.
I met this chick.
No, I don't think so. I don't think you have, which sucks. She is hilariously fun.
I can't seem to recall, but like, it's been 3 years. I've met so many fucking people.
It's been 3 years. I met a bunch of people. I'm very quickly gonna show a picture of this chick to David so he can see what I'm talking about. It's this chick here. I don't think so.
I don't believe so.
No, you don't matter. Look at that though. Wiley. David's currently flicking through these photos to see what's good. Oh, that's cool.
I was gonna flick through photos, but
let me help you flick through these photos, my man. This is the. You got it. A damn
She's
princess.
cute.
She cutie. She's also a damn princess.
She ain't wear Disney though.
Nah, she ain't wear.
Ain't wear Disney.
Throw the phone down back on the ground. Nah, bro.
Bitch, I'm going to Disney for Buzz Lightyear, not for you.
Bitch, I hate Disney. I ain't trying to take no one to Disney.
Actually, I'm not a big fan of Disney.
Trying to take no one to Disney.
I like one movie.
I don't understand the appeal of the parks. That's the problem. Oh, boys as well. You dating a chick and you don't like Disney, you better find a chick who doesn't like Disney.
Yep.
Find a chick who doesn't care, because you're going to be stuck here for a long time.
Yep. I like, the parks are okay, but like in California, they're okay.
I don't know.
'Cause the California parks are fucking huge, and you don't have to wait in line for 3 hours to ride a shitty ride for 20 seconds.
I would like to not wait in line for 3 hours. That would be grand.
Yeah, yes.
I'm not really feeling that. But then again, at the same time, nah, I'm not going to go. Fuck it. I don't like Disney.
No.
I'm not really interested in that shit. But then again, like,
My roommate went to Disney today.
peak.
Yeah.
Peak time.
So I'm like, okay, great. Have a good time.
Have fun.
You're gonna ride
Disney.
3 rides, and then you're gonna wait in line for 7 hours.
I don't know Disney, dude. I think, fuck that. But yeah, like I was saying, like Japanese girls are really, they're intelligent people. They know
Yeah,
what,
of course.
they know what they want, and they're gonna.
And especially with foreign dudes.
Yeah.
Because the foreign dudes are like, all right, I'm dating a Japanese girl. Ooh. Like, pulling the wool over your eyes
Easy.
is like blinding a blind man.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. It's pretty fucking easy, dude. And I think that's because a lot of them come with these weird sort of what am I looking for? What am I looking for? These weird.
White
Yeah, dude. White people.
white boys.
I'm not gonna lie, white people, you're pretty bad at
Fucking
this.
white boys.
White people, you're pretty bad at this. Like, there was a time where the whole thing, oh, Japanese girls love white people more than any other race. And that was true about 20 years ago. Not really nowadays.
I mean, if your only experience is going to Gas Panic and picking up chicks
Then, yeah.
then yes, you're not wrong. But again, like I said before, no chick worth a fuck you will meet at Gas Panic.
Yeah, it's true.
Even if you're white, black, brown, or purple, doesn't fucking matter.
Don't matter, dude.
They ain't gonna be in a club.
You're gonna meet the same shit no matter where you're going. I think if you're looking for you're looking for someone nice as a guy in Japan.
Yep.
As a guy in Japan, you're looking for someone good. You're looking for someone like you actually want to spend sort of a long time with. Omiai pairs, meet people in the street, go and talk to people in cafes.
Go join a club.
Go join a fucking club.
And I don't mean like a
club,
go party club.
I mean like join like what are you interested in?
Yeah.
Join a gym, join a club.
Gym, club, go to a fucking library.
Yeah.
Study Japanese. Like do something that's not I sit in my house and then go to Gas Panic at 7 p.m.
I met a lot of really interesting people literally sitting in Starbucks and studying Japanese.
Yeah.
And people would come to you and be like, oh, hey, dude, what are you doing? Like, there's a Starbucks near my house, but it's not near my house. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's like a half an hour walk to get there.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's in the middle of nowhere, it's a great place to go and study. So I was in there like studying Japanese from like morning to like late afternoon.
Yeah.
And then late afternoonish comes around and just a swarm of high school people come into the Starbucks because they're like, we're gonna study. We're here to like whatever. And I'm just there on the big table studying Japanese, and then I've got like just these high school kids surrounding me studying like different things as well. This kid next to me studying English, and she's like going for the English paper. I'm like going for Japanese, and I'm like, this is hilarious. Like this is some seriously weird shit. Like they must think,
where am I? Like
yeah.
What universe is this?
It was really peculiar. But if that person was not a high school kid, like if that person was like a grown person learning English as well, that's a conversation that can be easily had. Oh, English, oh, Japanese. Now you've made a friend.
I mean, like the amount of times I've seen people like studying English like on the train who are like clearly adults.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Always.
And I'm like, oh, like they wanted to, they could talk to me. They just don't.
Yeah, literally. What we're saying is that language study is a very good icebreaker, and that's a date, and that's also even before the date. That's just in a cafe meeting people.
Yep.
It's a really good language icebreaker. It's pretty fun. You want to just fuck around, do whatever. Go to a club, join apps. Wrap it up. Be protected, guys. Use safety at all times. Don't be a dickhead.
Yeah.
Do not get anyone pregnant.
Yep, that's a easy way to bad times.
Don't do it. And also we're saying that girls don't get pregnant at a young age, please. It's not good on the guy. She must. Especially an English teacher.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
You can barely afford yourself. How are you going to afford a child?
He can barely afford himself, man. Fucking seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, this topic's really... It's an interesting one because depending on what you're after, depending on who you sort of... The type of person you want.
Yeah.
It's a very long... It's a very interesting... It's a very long topic. It's a very interesting conversation.
How about you? Oh, I said what I found fucking annoying. Is there anything for you that's like radically different from the West to here?
About dating?
Yeah.
The style of dating is pretty different. Like in the UK, you're expected to sort of take a girl out for dinner.
Right.
And
dinner and a movie, right? Like
dinner and a movie, kind of more or less.
That's like hyper stereotypical.
I always like skip the movie. Normally it's like dinner and like coffee after dinner in the same restaurant. It's like it's an area to talk to, but it's London, so it's the whole chivalry. Maybe the guy pays. Yeah. Then you go home different ways because it's London. But Japan, I found it's more like it's easier to have like these nice afternoon dates where there's not as much of a currency put on where we're going.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's so many places to choose from.
Exactly.
In like a small area.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, so London, it's pretty shit, in my opinion. Like, there's not as many places to go to as people think.
Fucking imagine where I come from, where I gotta drive a car for 30 minutes to get fucking anywhere.
Fuck that, dude. It must be completely different because here, like, there's stuff everywhere.
Yeah. It's like you're planning like 2 days in advance. Who's driving who? Are you coming to pick me up? Like,
wow.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Sucks.
It's like, oh, do you want to go on a date? Where do you live? I live at this place. Well, I don't have a car. Do you have a car? Yeah, I have a car. When do you want to pick me up? Oh, it like 6 o'clock good? Yeah, if I can find your house. Oh, hey, I can't find your house. The GPS is fucked. Oh, it's like at this place. Fucking half an hour later. Oh, I'm finally at your house. It's like, oh, okay, well, now we've missed our reservation at this place. Yeah, it's just like an absolute shit show.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it sucks.
I hate that.
Not good.
Much. That's awful. Japan, it's easier to like make dates. It's let's meet at this station. We'll go to this cafe.
It's not even, you don't even have to do that. It's like, let's meet at this station and then
You can literally,
Go.
because there's so much on the station. You can literally go, let's meet at this station, walk around, and we'll just find something for someone to do. There's always like random things to do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think dating in the UK is more like, it's very much, where do you live? How much money do you make?
I hate that question.
Yeah,
how much money do you make?
People ask more like, what's your job? Where do you live? What's your job? But that's kind of like asking.
What's your job is just like asking how much you make with more steps.
Yep. Pretty much. They're like, how much?
What's your job? I'm a doctor.
Nice.
So really, you've already answered the question of how much money do you make, which is a lot.
A lot. Which is pretty much like I think that's one of the main differences I found. Like dating is a bit more difficult in London than it is in Japan. I don't know. I never really liked dating in London. Like I was never really into it.
I didn't like dating back home either.
Mostly, I didn't really know where was fun to go to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then even when you find somewhere, I'm like, this place is like just okay. Because it's London. There's nothing really fun to do. It's all touristy shit. It's a tourist town. And although, like, I get it, guys. Tokyo also is a tourist town. But then again, in saying that, there's
areas
more
of
to
Tokyo
do. Yeah, areas of Tokyo are tourist towns. And there are other places you can go to and hang out and stuff. But, man, London was always just like, let's go for a movie. And I'm like, I don't really care.
I've been on 8 movie dates this week,
Oh,
and I've seen every movie in
I've
the theater
seen every
twice.
movie. I'm done with taking girls to movies for dates.
If
Like
if I have to see another Disney movie, I'll fucking
shoot
kill
myself.
someone.
Jesus Christ. I think it's I think dating in Japan can be a lot easier.
Yeah.
And like it's I wouldn't say smoother, but it can be smoother depending on the amount of apps you use and depending on how much the language you speak.
Yeah.
And I think, especially dating in Japan, because you're a foreigner dating in Japan, you're pretty much exclusively dating other girls who want to date foreigners.
Yeah.
Especially if you only speak English. Only speak English.
English, yeah.
I think I want to date people like for long-term relationships. I always want to date people where they're like, oh, I never saw myself dating a foreigner. That's what I want. Because I know that person is like, I have no interest in dating foreigners, but you're cool. We can hang. That's a bit different. Like
I find that, at least for Japanese women, ones that have left the country and come back, are they have some life experience, and they're a lot less. I wouldn't say a lot less Japanese, but they don't care nearly as much about the tiny like bullshit
niche parts of Japanese culture.
That being said,
go on.
That being said, that's not always the case.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I think I was talking about this before, the whole 3 triangles of a relationship that you need to like start there. Yeah. So I think if you're just gonna fuck, whatever, guys, do your thing. But if you're actually going for like a date, if you're trying to like find someone to be a partner, like live together, and you're a foreigner living in Japan, it's important to make sure that one, you can talk. So communication, that's Japanese, that's English, that's however you can talk, make sure you can communicate properly.
If you got to meet halfway, I mean, that's fine.
If you got to meet halfway, but make sure you can communicate clearly. The second thing is like the road of life, the pathway of living. Where are you both going? Do you both want to live in Japan forever? Or does she want to leave the country?
Yeah, like that's a contentious thing, right?
Yeah, because if she wants to leave, what? You gonna go with her?
Yeah. Yeah, if your intent is to stay and she wants to leave or vice versa, it's like now you're at a crossroads. Like someone isn't going to be unhappy.
Yeah, and that's an issue. That's gonna end in like argument. And I think the last thing is the thing that's really important, and that's getting down with the deeds. You know, senpai on the kohai on the streets, senpai in the sheets. So stupid. Yeah. But yeah, that's that's getting down. That's getting down to business. And if you're not sexually compatible, it's not gonna work.
It's gonna be problems.
It's gonna be problems. Like already, like when people get married in Japan, there's a whole thing on Reddit about sexless marriages. I've married my Japanese wife and now she won't have sex with me anymore. And I'm like, that's probably because in the beginning, she didn't like having sex with you. Most probably. Yeah. Now that the kids are done, she's like, well, I'm done now. We can stop fucking. Yay! Yeah. Now we can just focus on the other 2 triangle points that make a difference.
I would be wary of those kind of people.
Yeah, I
like
would.
people who bring up like, I want this many kids and blah blah blah. Like I want to
Be wary.
Be wary because like that can be a trap.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
I think a lot of women, as they get older in Japan, there's a weird social, I wouldn't say norm. It's a weird thing in Japanese society where like women past a certain age, like Japanese men find them undateable.
Undateable.
Is it past like 20?
No,
30?
it's after 30.
After 30. Like Japanese guys don't want to date women after 30, which is peculiar. Like they're like, I'm going to get a young woman. But women over 30 want to have kids like soon. They want to be having babies, and like, well, the ones who do want to be having them as soon as possible because they feel like, and technically it's biologically true, they want to have kids soon because before like they can't have them anymore.
Yeah.
So if you are, I don't know, 28, 29, and you're dating a girl who's 32, 33, and she's like, I want a kid. She wants a kid like now. She wants a kid like soon. And if
She want a kid yesterday.
She want a kid yesterday, boy. She want that 2-year-old today.
Yeah.
And if you ain't ready for that, don't date her. Don't waste her time.
Yeah.
I think that's a really important part as well. Don't waste her time. And don't waste your time. Be very upfront and clear with what you want.
Made that mistake.
Ooh, I'm telling you, boy. We all made that mistake, my man. Jeez. Fuck me. Be very clear and upfront with what you want. And then from there, you can go for it. And if there's a girl and you're like, wow, this girl's fucking amazing, I want to get with this girl. And the girl's like, I want kids like now, and you ain't ready for it. Don't be a cunt. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to, maybe I'll be okay. No, don't waste this bitch's time. Tell her you're not interested. So where it goes from there. But be upfront. I think that's important. It's very important. That's for guys and for girls.
Yeah.
Girls, none of this tippy toe. I'm gonna set down some signs and hope he understands. Guys are dumb. We dumb. I'm dumb. We dumb. Yep. I don't understand.
I'm a fucking idiot.
I'm a fucking dumbass. I don't understand these signs. I can't read kanji. Get that shit away from me.
You might as well give me a sheet of fucking kanji if that's like what your intent is.
Listen, fam,
dropping some signs.
Don't drop no signs. Just tell me what you want. And I think I always personally I breed a situation where we're very direct what we want.
Yeah.
Then it's easier to like communicate and it's easier to sort of move forward with the relationship. This is way simpler.
The amount of times I've had to ask people, like, what do you want me to do? And they're just like, well, I was giving you hints to do something. I'm like, the amount of time you spent giving me hints to do shit, if you had just told me, do this,
I'd have done it.
It would have been done.
It would have been done.
It would have been done fucking hours ago.
So funny. I think everyone falls into that trap of like putting down hints instead of like just saying directly, do this.
And that is a very Japanese thing.
It's a very Japanese thing, yeah.
But like, this is a big thing that I actually want. I would like to stress is that if you are a foreigner dating a Japanese person or a Japanese person dating a foreigner, depending on who's listening, understand that the other person is not from your culture.
Yeah,
understand that is the case.
Yeah.
So when a Japanese lady tells me, well, that's the way it's done in Japan, blah blah blah, like that doesn't even cross my mind.
Yeah.
Because that means nothing to me.
Yeah.
Same way where like, oh, this is not the way we do it in North America. Like, I can't expect you to know that if you've never lived there for 20 years.
If someone said to me, that's not the way things are done in North America, I'd be like, the fuck? I've never even been to North America. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
How the fuck would I know?
Yeah.
And I think that's an important part for both parties. You have to know that you're both coming from different cultures and you've got to find that middle ground.
Yeah.
And
sometimes it will just not work out. And like, you have to be like, okay, there's a communication breakdown. We like, just move past it. Like, don't be angry and like fester on it.
Yeah.
Because that's when it will just consistently keep coming up.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's, people do, because things are done in a certain way in the UK or a certain way in Canada or America. Why isn't it done like this here? Because it's not the same country. And there are times where there are things that are sort of Japanese way of doing it. And I'm like, that's dumb.
That's dumb. That's really dumb.
That's dumb. I'm just not going to do it. And that's fine. And there are things that I do like the English way. And people will be like, that's dumb. I'm not going to do it. And I'm like, I get that. I get that. Because both cultures have parts of dating and like life that are stupid. And you've got to sort of take what's good from both of them. sort of create a little household that
Yeah.
works for both sides of the culture. Especially when you have kids. Them kids are going to be some third culture kids. It's going to be
Yeah.
interesting. So you really want to take the best things about both cultures to raise like these kids, right?
For sure.
Or at least like breed like a really nice, healthy relationship. I think that's
Yeah,
pretty
you
important.
definitely if you plan on having a kid, like you don't want to bring them up in
Weird.
a weird like a weird like we live in this monoculture, but you were from neither.
Yeah.
So
Sucks.
it's like I hear a lot of people who are like half black and half white, like you, right?
It's me.
Like you,
Yeah.
where the black side of the family is like you're not black enough, and the white side of your family is like you're not white enough, and then there's just like
Ooh, that sucks.
like they're like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Because like no matter if I act too white, then
This side of the family,
family
yeah.
hates me. If I
Yeah.
act too black, this side of the family hates
Yeah.
me. And either way, I'm not acting enough
of each
either
side,
way,
yeah.
so both of them hate me.
Yep,
and there's nothing I can do about it.
Yep. It's true. I luckily have a pretty good family, dude. So
Yeah.
like I'm pretty balanced. I feel like I'm both. Like I mean, people ask me, they go, do you feel more black or white?" And I'm like, pretty good balance actually. Like I kind of just feel like me. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm a mix of both cultures, and that's like a really good balance to have. I was raised by a very strong mother, black mother, of course, very powerful, and I had a pretty good. When I was way younger, I had a really good sort of upbringing with the white side of the family as well, which was great. We won't get into that. That's a lot. That's
That's an entire
that's history. That's interesting.
topic itself.
But yeah, so I get that. In raising a house with different cultures, you got to really pay attention to that too. It's pretty good.
Like don't get pissed off when the other person does something a different way to you.
Yeah, it's dumb. Like just
Like
chill.
rather than getting mad and approach that situation, you should approach this situation like, why did you do that
way. Yeah,
And then I'm sure they'll be more than likely to explain to you why they did it
in that way. Yeah.
And if at the end of that argument you're still pissed off, like maybe consider,
maybe look at yourself a bit.
yeah, be like,
'cause that's kind of strange.
why am I being such a hard ass about this?
Because it might be something completely different that you're just taking out on the
Yeah.
weird part of the culture. But yeah, nice, pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel like I've covered everything I wanted to say in this topic.
Yeah, I don't know what else
We did
there
it.
is. I'm sure like there would be a very different discussion had we had
Women here as well.
women here as
I mean,
well.
I have a bunch of like stories from my women friends who like I got told over the past years of having these.
yeah,
friends.
I have stories
But
as well.
I feel like a lot of them, they should tell themselves that their stories to tell.
Yes.
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
The ones I can-
relaying them in a way that isn't authentic is a little bit weird.
Yeah, I would like them to tell their own stories in their own time. So we'll get there. We'll have them
Yeah.
on as well one day. It'll be fun. We'll get some voice notes and we'll get some messages written down. We'll tell more anonymous stories next
Yeah,
time.
like if you are in Japan, you're listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
You have dating experience, good or bad.
Ooh.
You know,
Good or
send that in to in the show notes. There's the email for the show. I'm working on an Instagram. I have a Twitter if you want to tweet at I think it's Tokyo Fresh Pod
Podcast?
at Tokyo Fresh Podcast, I believe. Might be at Tokyo Fresh Pod.
Yeah.
I think I made it shorter.
We'll look it up.
You can search it on Twitter, you'll find it.
You'll find us.
But yeah, like if you have that experience, like let us know about it, because like we would like to have an email section maybe at the end of the
Yeah, it'll be
the
fun.
show.
At the moment, I'm gonna try to build up some of these messages I'm getting in. I think
Okay.
most of them are pretty much. I got a message as we started going live, which just says,
Let's take one.
Do you want a message?
Let's take one.
Okay, the message says, I just followed you a lot on Spotify. I gave it a listen. It was hilarious. I was laughing from beginning to the end, and I learned some new stuff. Thanks so much.
Okay, it's
pretty good.
Great.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
thanks.
good.
Okay, well,
Thank you for following us on Instagram, on Spotify.
yes.
It's fantastic, guys. Excellent.
Well, hopefully I'll figure out what the deal is with Apple Podcasts
Yeah.
and get it put up on there. It should be up, but that's their goof up.
Yeah, it's weird. We're gonna try to go on Apple Podcasts. Well, I know a lot of people use Apple Podcasts, especially me. I use it as well. So
I don't use it all. I use Spotify.
damn it, I'm an Apple boy now. I'm not, but
Yeah.
we'll try to get it on Apple as well. But guys,
Yep.
it's been great.
Yeah.
What a good cast.
That's a solid almost 2 hours.
Solid, almost 2 hours. David, love you and leave you, guys. I'll see you next time. Until then, I have been Jordan Green, Afro in Japan. You can follow me as always at Afro in Japan.
I'm David. I run all our other social media stuff. You
Yes,
can
he
find
does.
me there. So, Bye. That's the end.
Later,
See ya.
guys. What a nice day too. Let's go outside.